Listen, when Elisha saw them, he released blindness on them. And the next thing he told them, he said, this is not the city, this is not the man. And they came for him. But he told them, this is not the city, this is not the man. Sir, for you to survive in this world of wickedness, you must have an I cannot die mentality. You cannot have a victim's mind and live a victor's life. You cannot have a victim's mind and live a victor's life. And it's not me mentality. I can't be killed mentality. I am not sick mentality. Psalm 124 and verse 7. He said, as a bird is escaped out of the snare of the fowler, the snare is broken, I am escaped. In Psalm 25 verse 15, my eyes are ever toward the Lord. He shall pluck my feet out of the net. You must have an I cannot be killed mentality. I cannot die mentality. I cannot be stopped mentality. They shall surely gather, but not by me. God is opening eyes. But after now, God will turn your body to eyes. God will turn your body to eyes. He will open your eyes that you may see. If your amen is louder, you are the one I'm talking to. God has a mentality to enemies. And you know, now there is a generation, a dimension of people that believe we are actually called to pray for our enemies. Is that true? Yes. And there's a dimension like us that believe in judgment on the enemies. Now, blessing your enemies or releasing judgment on your enemies, both are correct. It depends on what is doing you. It depends on your revelation. Blessing enemies is correct. Releasing judgment is correct. It depends on how you have been touched. Forgive them for they know not what they are doing is correct. Back to sender is correct. It depends on the kind of background you come from. Sir, there are children that cannot expire. Do you know why? Their grandmother was an intercessor. Yeah. So you cannot come from that background and compare it with the background of someone whose grandmother was a witch. The grace of God has appeared to all men, but it's not apparent in all men. So when you come to this kind of, you come to this kind of atmosphere to survive in this land. Do you know that this place, this church, was an evil forest? Are you aware? 100 years dispute between two communities. This land. Those who are from this locality know what I'm talking about. It was a generational war. And God said it will take a church to settle the war. So I went to the Ministry of Land and I said to them, I want so place. They said that place, there's no document. There's no paper. It's not a place people go to, so just forget it. You won't survive. I said, but that's where God is. We don't run from battle. We run to battle. Yeah, what he said? He said, what you bind on earth is bound. So it is earth that determines what heaven binds. We determine heaven's response. We determine what heaven reacts. Am I talking to somebody here? What you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. So until we bind, he doesn't make it bound. When we take one step, it takes two steps. When we take two steps, it takes four steps. Am I speaking to somebody now? You are not a non-entity that can be brushed aside. You are created because you are needed, and since you are needed, you can't be wasted. You are too important to be impotent. You are too expensive to be expended. You are a miracle, not a ridicule. I speak the counsel of God. You will fulfill destiny. You cannot be wasted. I say you cannot be wasted.